I'm hugging my pillow for comfort. It's been a hard day and a half trying to get help. Welcome to episode 2 of whatever I'm gonna call this series. Today is October 12th, 2016. The last we talked, I was going to see a therapist, an intake specialist at my hospital that I go to. I want to talk about that experience as well as what happened yesterday because I feel like it's really important to talk about what happened yesterday because what happened yesterday, so many people go through and no one talks about how hard it is for mental health patients to get the help they need. And here I am trying to talk about it. So my grandmother just called me and said that she's on her way. Nervous. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I started practicing right now what I'm going to say. Is that weird? Do you guys do that? Do you guys practice what you're going to say in therapy before you go to therapy? It's only an intake appointment, so I shouldn't be that nervous because we're not really getting down to the nitty-gritty. This is not healing at all, so I shouldn't be nervous. And I'm kind of nervous for that part, is like the healing part and the getting help part. But I know today we're talking about medication. We're talking about support groups. We're talking about what type of therapy I want to do. And this is all very overwhelming for me. And I wish I had my boyfriend with me, but I have my grandmother, so I guess that's good. And I'm really nervous. I changed like a bunch of times. Like at first I was wearing a sweater and now I'm wearing a tank top because I'm probably gonna sweat because I'm nervous. TMI, right? That's what this series is though, telling you exactly how I'm feeling and documenting how I'm feeling. And right now I'm feeling really anxious. I'm extremely nervous. And hopefully we get in. Because I said it's easier to get in the mornings, and I don't know what that means. I don't know. I'm nervous. Stigma is still alive right now. I always thought that I was stigma-free, and I am stigma-free, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist in the world. I don't put stigma out there. I'm really open about my mental health, obviously, but that doesn't mean stigma's not alive and well today in our society, and I'm still nervous to be judged, and I really wish that it wasn't like that. I really wish I was just going to a doctor's appointment. Like the other day, I went with my grandmother to go to the doctor because she had an allergic reaction. And it was completely fine to just go to the doctor, say, hey, I want to be seen right now because of an allergic reaction, to get help. So why is it any different when I am experiencing mental health problems? Why should I be feeling guilty and feeling shame and feeling embarrassed and wanting to hide it if I need to go to the doctor to get help? That's the question I'm putting out in the universe today. Why do I have to feel this way if I just want to go to the doctor? So yesterday morning, my grandma picked me up and we went to my clinic, the intake clinic, for me to be seen by this intake doctor. This clinic, like I talked about in episode 1, was a walk-in clinic. So what that means is you don't need an appointment to see a therapist. And I didn't need an appointment. I just walked in, which was really anxiety inducing. So I get in there and the entire waiting room is packed. And I'm like, what is wrong with the California system where this place is packed? Turned out that they were just there for a support group and that's why it was packed for a few minutes, but it still scared me so much. Like, oh, it's gonna take forever to get help. What you do first when you first go to an intake clinic or see your therapist for the first time or go to the doctor for the first time is you fill out paperwork. And I had a packet like that thick of paperwork that I had to fill out. They were mood scales, depression scales, suicide scales, talking about symptoms, contact information, emergency contact information, abuse scales, just everything, because they wanted to know about you and your symptoms and what's going on. So I went to the receptionist, I got my packet, and I sat down next to my grandmother to fill out this packet. And I think that was my first mistake because I tried to hide what I was writing because she was sitting right next to me, and I don't think I wrote accurate things down because she was sitting right next to me. So if you are going and someone is taking you, if it's a family member and you feel kind of ashamed or guilty for going, or you just don't want them to know, maybe sit like across from them when you're in the waiting room filling out the paperwork, because you want to put the most accurate information down to give you the help you need. And I don't want to say exaggerate what's going on, but you need help and you need to be heard. And so write down everything that is going on. Don't write what generally you feel, write about the symptoms that you are experiencing and why you are coming in, because that's what my intake specialist told me. So anyway, I filled out the paperwork, took about 20 minutes. That's why they always tell you to come 10 or 15 minutes early to a first appointment, but this wasn't a first appointment, or this was just a walk-in. So it took me about 20 minutes to fill out all that paperwork, and then I waited maybe 10 to 15 minutes until someone came and got me. He was a very, very nice man, very young. Sometimes I see a lot of older therapists or older intake specialists, but this man was quite young. He was in his 30s, and that made me feel better. It really made me feel better. I don't know why. So he comes and gets me. We go up these stairs to the second story. We have to go through a locked door. He had to unlock it, and we had to go through that door. And then we had to go through like a padlock door where he had like to put in like a code, like and we got in. And my anxiety was high. I'm like, where am I? Is this the right thing? I had to go through so many locked doors to get to where I am. Finally, we get to his office, we sit down, and we start going through the paperwork. Told him my symptoms, I told him why I'm coming in, and I didn't lie to him, which is very scary and very feeling exposed, I suppose is the only word. I felt extremely exposed, like opening myself, like I felt like I was opening my ribs up and saying, here, look inside of me, look inside my head, this is the way I'm feeling. And it was scary, and I legitimately told him the way I'm feeling. At first he wanted me to do something pretty drastic. I said no, I have school. And I think it was good where he gave me a lot of options, support groups, outpatient, one-on-one therapy, and he worked with me to create a plan that I felt comfortable with, as well as he felt comfortable with me leaving with. I was there for maybe an hour and a half, and I didn't really get the help I needed or the help I thought I deserved. He was a very, very nice man, and he was just doing his job. So if you don't get the help you need from one intake specialist or one therapist, I need you to not give up on yourself. I need you to fight for yourself and be an advocate for yourself and tell people and scream and be heard, because that's what I did the next few steps I took, because I did not feel good when I left there yesterday. I just didn't feel good. I felt like I needed more help. I left with having an appointment at the end of the month, which is 3 weeks away, and that's not what I need. And he gave me all the resources that I already have. I have the suicide hotline number. I am part of NAMI Sacramento. I have all these resources, and I know all of these numbers. He didn't give me anything worthwhile to me. I have to go in a minute to another support group. Today is just a bunch of support, isn't it? And right now I'm really off. Right now I'm really hazy, the only way I can describe it. I can barely look at the camera. I just posted another video, my mental health favorites video, which is positive and happy and awesome, and you guys are so nice on those videos, and thank you so much. So I'm about to go on the bus to go to school, to go to a support group, an anxiety management support group, which I need, because right now I'm very, very, very anxious. A lot was said in my intake appointment. I just feel like I didn't get much help, and they just said everything that I already know and everything I already preach, and I'm trying very hard to get the help that I need, but it's hard, and I need therapy, but the hospital and my insurance and the place or the doctor's office that I go to, they don't treat the underlying cause. They just treat the symptoms and move you on, and I'm tired of that, because I told them that I'm really not doing well, and I'm scared that I'm gonna hurt myself, and I'm scared that I'm gonna self-harm, and I felt like they didn't even care. And I'm so used to self-harming and cutting. I'm so used to that, a coping skill. I'm not used to reaching out for help for it and really pushing for help, and I'm very scared. But the type of help that I got today was not helpful. That's how I'm feeling right now, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. I went home yesterday feeling really depressed, more than I was when I went. I did have an appointment and I did have a few plans, but it wasn't what I thought I needed. I remembered that I had a support group that I signed up for 2 months ago. It was an anxiety management support group at my college. They have a health and counseling services department, and I was debating, I'm like, they can't help me. I went to this clinic, they couldn't help me. How could this support group help me? I pushed myself, and you guys need to push yourself too to get the help you need. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't have gotten the help that I got today. So I went to the support group. It was amazing. It's great to relate to people with anxiety. Anxiety is one of those things where everyone experiences it in their lifetime to some capacity. And I was surrounded by people who got me and understood what it felt like. I knew the counselor who ran the support group, so I knew I could trust him, and that's why I signed up for the support group, because I liked him. So after group, I went up to him and I said, I have been at Kaiser all day trying to get help, and no one got me the help I needed. And I cried so hard in front of him, and I said, I need help, and I don't know what to do, and I really could use some help. I explained to him that I was seen at that clinic, at the school clinic, last semester and it really didn't help. The therapist and I didn't click and I got nothing done. He told me, let's go to my office and make you an appointment and give you some help. And hearing that and being at this other place all day and hearing no, and then this one counselor at my school says yes. I cried a little bit because, oh my god, like someone is taking me seriously because I'm advocating for myself because I need to get that help. And if you are struggling right now with suicidal thoughts, depression, really a lot of anxiety, or you are experiencing anything that is making it hard to function in everyday life, you need to advocate for yourself to get this help. There are people in the system and people in our society that will still tell you that you are okay, even though you're screaming on the inside that you're not. You need to advocate for yourself to get the help you need. And that's what I did. So I went into his office, I made an appointment, we found another therapist that I could talk to, and he gave me his email. And I emailed him as soon as I got out of the counseling office. I was kind of hazy, you know, I was in another place, and I emailed this guy. And I was like, I told him what happened, I told him my story, and I told him I would really benefit from seeing somebody. All morning this morning, I was rechecking the email and rechecking the email and rechecking the email and just feeling like crap because I wasn't getting an email back. But finally, at 11 o'clock this morning, I got an email. And the email said to call him. I have phone anxiety, but I said, I need this help. I'm not okay. And I called him. He was very nice. He worked with me. I told him what was going on with me. I need an appointment. And tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock a.m. I have a counseling appointment. After 2 days, 3 days basically, of calling people and advocating for myself and never giving up. 3 days later, I got help. You guys can do this too. I know it's hard, and I know sometimes you guys are younger and it's hard and your parents don't know what to do, but I'm telling you, there are resources around you to help you. You need to be strong right now. And I know as a mental health patient, I keep saying patient, but that's what I'm gonna say, I don't know why the system makes it so hard for mental health patients to get help, because we're in a mental state where it's hard to get help. It's hard to verbalize what we're feeling, and we need help to do that. Our system right now is we have to fight so hard for ourselves even though we're so tired of fighting. So I'm tired tonight, but I know that tomorrow I'm going to get the help I need. And I encourage anyone out there who is struggling right now, who needs help, who isn't functioning, to start the process. Make the phone call. Call the suicide hotline if that's what's been going on. Call the crisis line. Call your doctor's office. It's hard. I know firsthand it is so difficult. But trust me, I feel accomplished right now. I feel stronger right now. And I know tomorrow when I talk to someone about what I'm feeling, finally, that it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.